Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I want to talk briefly about Turki Alalshikh and specifically his reaction to the result of Usyk versus Fury, the rematch. Because before the fight, a lot of people were saying this is being set up for a robbery, if you like, a Fury victory. If it goes the distance, Fury will get the decision. Usyk hasn't got a chance. It's all a big con, so on and so forth. And in actual fact, it proved to be anything but that, which is why I think the presumption that a fix is in is never advisable. I think you have to wait until something bad has happened. Now, I mean, if you look at something like the Dave Allen fight with Johnny Fisher, I definitely thought Allen won that fight. I can't really make a case for Fisher winning unless you take out of the scoring equation the effectiveness of punch. That is to say, Fisher was landing, in some rounds more punches than Allen. But out of the quality of Allen's punches and specifically the weight of the punch, the effect it was having on Fisher, was, far, far greater than when Fisher landed on Allen. Allen hits hard. He's got underrated power and he's got a brilliant chin, like an anvil of a chin, which rather begs the question, well, if only he'd, achieved more in his career, if only he'd sort of dedicated himself more or not quite had so many sort of, let's say, psychological quirks. But a lot of people said they think that was a flat-out robbery. Robbery, probably more incompetence, I don't know. But in no shape or form do I think that Johnny Fisher won that fight. Dave Allen won that fight. And a lot of people, because I was, exchanging like WhatsApp messages with people and, talking to people, conversing with people, during that card, they said, is this a portent of things to come? Are we going to see a robbery in the main event? Well, fortunately, we didn't, thank God. But all credit to Turki Alalshikh for saying the following. He said, I needed time to realise what happened last night. I speak from the heart, and not as a fan, not as a person from the Riyadh season team. In the fight between Usyk and Tyson, I counted that Usyk was 4 rounds more. I think what he means is 4 points ahead, so 8 rounds to 4, that would be. That does not mean Tyson performed badly. No. He gave us everything. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Usyk is one of the greatest boxers of this generation, and he proved it with big names. Tyson has a part in my heart, and he's one of the important reasons that boxing is still keeping its legacy. So, in other words, he's paying tribute to Tyson Fury, as indeed he should, because I thought Fury was better this time round than the first fight. Strangely enough, Usyk said he thought the second fight was easier, but I did think Fury actually boxed better and looked anything but a shot fighter. So he's paying tribute to Fury, but he is nevertheless acknowledging that Usyk is brilliant, is a genius, which I think he pretty much is. I mean, can you name me a fighter who achieved more in only 23 fights than Oleksandr Uysk in the history of boxing? A fighter that's achieved more in 23 fights than Oleksandr Uysk in the history of boxing. If you think you know anyone, put it below. So Turkey is being very honest and being very respectful towards Usyk. And a lot of people found it, they were quite irritated by the fact that he was so glaringly pro-Fury in the build-up. And he had that, he was rooting for Fury. He couldn't have been more explicit about it. He had that, little Zoom call, whatever it was. And he had both Fury and Usyk on live, and he was just shamelessly saying, well, we're going to cook cook the rabbit. Cook the turkey more like there, Mr. Excellent Turkey. Yeah, cook the turkey, not cook the rabbit. I think at one point, English is not his first language, so let's forgive him a few little indiscrepancies, but or indiscretions. He said, I think he referred to Usyk as being a kind of like a freak or something. So he used that word freak, which is rather a vulgar word to use, but again, English not his first language. But look, he's not dumb. He knows genius when he sees it, and he showed a lot of respect to Usyk. And as we know, all three judges had it 116, 112. There was never a hint of being ripped off, of Usyk being ripped off. And I would be very surprised if Turkey allowed any kind of serious skullduggery to go on with regard to Riyadh season. The last thing that he wants, having built up everything over the last 18 months or so with these incredible cards, incredible fights, is for it to have a sort of black mark against it, because that would set him back a great deal. And okay, he was speaking as a fan and as a personal friend of Tyson Fury when he supported him, but maybe he'll tone that down a little bit. Maybe in the future he'll think, I probably shouldn't do that, it's a bit disrespectful. And I think you live and learn. So I'm going to cut him some slack on that score. I think anything other than Usyk win on Saturday would have been incorrect. And I think if that had happened, people would be saying, well, we knew all along Tyson was going to get the decision and so on. The only people I've heard say that they think Fury won were maybe a handful of Fury fans, Frank Warren, Shane, Spencer Brown, what's his name? Spencer, manager. I haven't heard anyone else say they thought that Fury won that fight. So I say, and I speak as someone who was very skeptical of the whole notion of the Saudis taking over boxing. I don't want that. I want there to be competition. I want there to be different choices for fighters, for fans. I think putting the whole thing under one roof is any kind of concentrated power in any form of life, any walk of life, but especially in sports, is a very bad thing. So I remain skeptical regarding the whole notion of any kind of takeover by anyone, not just the Saudis. I think it's a very bad idea. But nevertheless, let's give credit where it's due. Turkey acknowledges Usyk's genius. He says he thinks he won the fight by 4 points. It's not like he's saying, well, I thought it was a close fight. And, it could have gone either way. He's not fudging the issue like certain promoters would do. He's saying, no, Usyk won that fight. I like Fury. I respect him. He's great, but no, Usyk won that fight. So yes, fair play to Turkey. And with regard, I know this isn't the video for it, but with regard to the Fischer victory over Allen, I've heard people say, well, Fischer's matchroom guys. Matchroom didn't promote this fight, didn't promote this card. It was a co-promotion. They were involved, but again, I don't think Turkey would allow any kind of rip-offs on his watch. And I'm beginning to warm to this guy. I've always liked his energy, Turkey. As a fan, he does seem like a very genuine boxing fan, which is great, because we're all boxing fans. And I think it's great that someone is not just, shall we say, sports washing for the sake of it, but actually does love the sport and respect the sport and understand the sport. And I like that about Turkey. But I think the Allen fight, as infuriating as it was to see Dave Allen not get the decision, I think that was more a case of incompetence with the judges than a rip-off. There should be a rematch. Without a shadow of doubt, there should be a rematch. That was for one of those tin pot belts. I forget which one, but I think, was it the WBC, like International Intercontinental thing? I don't know what the hell it is. But they should say, we want a rematch. Otherwise, we're taking the belt off you. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Turkey. Let me know what you think about his attitude towards Usyk, because a week ago we were slagging him off for being so pro-Fury. And everyone was saying, well, it's going to be a fix. The fix is in, and knock him out to get a draw and all that sort of crap. Okay, let me know what you think. Let me know whether you've sort of reviewed your opinion, reassessed your opinion. And of course, please, if you're new to the channel and you could subscribe, that would be brilliant. If you like this video, hit the like button. You're helping out the video a great deal. Many, many thanks as always. And of course, I'll catch you later. Bye for now.